So, last few weeks I've been pretty gobsmacked whenever I've done one of these reviews with what to say because of how great we've been. Today it's very much the opposite because, yeah, I'm smiling because I don't really know whether to laugh or cry after that because that was a real off day to say the least for Forest. 5-0 loss to Bournemouth away from home. This season has been the best season Forest have had in an extremely long time. Let's not forget that. But that's a serious low point, probably in the entire time we've been in the Premier League. I'm not going to come on here and kick and scream and criticise players, way over the top because that's not what I'm about. I'm just honest and fair, or at least I try to be. But wow, that was bad. That was really poor from Forest, and I think from the get-go, really, Nuno probably got it wrong. It's not just on Nuno. The whole squad today played very poor, had very little impact. Team news, obviously no Callum Hudson-Odoi was a very big blow, and this really does highlight the lack of quality after Hudson-Odoi and Elanga. Now, I was actually saying just a few days ago, I think it's harsh criticising Jota and Sosa, and I think there's players in those two for sure, but I completely see in the last couple of games anyway that there is a serious drop-off from Hudson-Odoi and Elanga to Jota and Sosa. Sosa not really had a proper run of games, but I think he's more of a future sort of player for us. And Jota, in my opinion, I just think he's a bit lightweight. I don't think he's a bad player, but maybe he isn't quite what we need, especially fighting at the level we are right now. So I'm going to come on to that later in the video, but Hudson-Odoi missing was major loss for us. And obviously Yates in for Dominguez. Now, personally, I probably would have put either Dominguez out wide because we have done that before, and it just kind of give us that, safety in the wide area, or maybe even play a back three with Morato in there. But we didn't do that until he went 3-0 down. So yeah, very rare day where I think Nuno set up pretty badly because, going back to that Fulham game in September or whenever it was, played two strikers for no reason. It didn't work. Today was the only other time where I feel like I'm not sure what he was thinking with his tactics. And yeah, I'm not even going to go over every goal because I don't really want to relive it. But just such a lack of structure and organisation, and just so easy for Bournemouth. And can I just say straight away, even though it's not straight away because the video's 7 minutes in it probably at this stage. But Bournemouth, quality side, really good side, very dangerous. Our bogey team and have been for the long haul, but no excuse, I'm afraid, to play like that. We made it far too easy. I think any team that is in any kind of good form probably would pick us off on a day when we play like that. So yeah, we've been phenomenal, but particularly the last couple of months, won 7 in a row, 9 unbeaten. I think it's just dreamlike stuff, and this is why it was so surreal to see us in that scenario, to see us third, and we still are third, by the way, for people to even be talking about us to be in the title race. Just absolutely mind-blowing stuff. This is why, because I'm not saying it's back to reality because we don't normally lose 5-0 each week, but it is maybe a reality check on what is actually a realistic expectation this season. And I'm not saying, we're just going to drop off for now. I don't think we will, and I really hope we don't, because this team's proven that it can come back from setbacks. When we lost to Fulham, we didn't lose for quite some time. When we lost those games in quick succession to City and Arsenal and Newcastle, we've won 7 in a row against teams that we hadn't beaten. So we've done an amazing job at coming back from defeats, but I'm just a bit concerned the games we have lost, there seems to have been a bit of a pattern. Besides that Fulham one, which was just crap in general for both sides in my opinion, those other three, it was just all of a sudden we lost all defensive structure and ability to do anything, and it was so easy. So it reminded me of a lot of how we played last season, especially away from home. But like I say, it is all about how we respond to this. It could have been 6 as well, because they had a goal disallowed, a hat-trick for Otara just in Clivert. I've actually forgot who scored that many goals. Yeah, just to confirm, it was Clivert and Semenyo. So, they've got a quality side, Bournemouth, but they had a lot of injuries as well. So it's not even really them at their very full strength sort of team. But Southampton, the way we capitulated and very nearly drew that game, it was very concerning. And, I was concerned after that. I did not see this coming, losing 5-0 anyway. I wouldn't have been surprised if Bournemouth won, because great side, but so are we. But my point is maybe that was where we saw alarm bells in that second half there, and it clearly continued here. And as I mentioned earlier, with the lack of Callum Hudson-Odoi, we did see the lack of quality in terms of it being Jota that came in, it being Sosa, and as I defended them a few days ago and even said at the start of the video, I think they're good players, but I am starting to feel like maybe instead of it just being a striker that needs to come in, I do think we need another winger, honestly, and maybe loan out Sosa, keep Jota around. I think maybe Jota playing the role that Sosa's played might be better for him, because end of the day, I think we signed Jota and Sosa not quite realising where we'd end up be competing at, and they're not quite the level to be competing currently in the European places. So for me, I do feel, we spoke about Alex Banya in a video a few days ago, a few other wingers I've seen linked as well. Maybe someone like that coming in would be actually really good now, because you see the difference when we don't have Hudson-Odoi or Langer. It is pretty big, and we've known for a long time the drop off from Wood is huge, and that's partly just because Awani has had a lot of problems, of course. But yeah, definitely need a striker to come in, and I do think maybe another attacker of some kind, i.e. a winger, probably would be needed. What do you think to that? Do you think we should do that, everyone? I'm seeing a lot more people agree with me on that. It is a serious test now to see whether we are serious about getting European football. Can we come back from a defeat as bad as this? I'm a bit shell-shocked after that, to be honest. I just I've tried to be balanced here, but we can't get away from how poor that one was. Yeah, can't really say much more than that. Major off day, and we've got to bounce back very quick. Otherwise, yeah, we could go on a bit of a poor run, but I don't want us to be talking about that. Let's try and be positive. But yeah, get your thoughts in the comments, everyone. Up the Reds.